welcome to yoga. Today we're going to ground and root through our practice. In order to anchor ourselves to the earth, we need that in our practice right now. So we're going to start in lotus position. Seated and crossing the legs, hands can be palm over the knees, palms up. You can mudra. If you want to bring the divine connection from us to the higher power, you'll take your fingers together. Gentle your gaze to the floor, close your eyes. Begin to inhale and exhale through the nose. Time to bring a word, thought, feeling, maybe even just a color today to mind, a mantra that you can repeat while you breathe in and out. Maybe today, peace and calmness. And behind, come into all fours. From here, inhale, chest forward, into cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Spiral those elbows to the front. Exhale, let the elbows go out. Tuck the chin into the chest. Return to all fours. Plant your right hand. Let's sweep the left. Thread the needle through. You can leave the hand on the mat. You can take it up in the air. You can even start to maybe do a little bind. on the mat, you can come up in the air. You can even begin to bind. Your hands in the air, bring that down. Inhaling up. Exhale down. Just take it back into child's pose, kind of squishing your rib cage between your thighs and letting everything just sink. You can stack your hands, one or two, or just forehead to the mat. Rock the head side to side. Now tip the fingers, get into the shoulders. Palms back down. Eye gaze forward. Let's come up, down and through. Exhale, hands down, coming into Sphinx. Elbows are under the shoulders. Eye gaze between the hands. Not that much, up a little bit. Right there. Let the heels fall towards the edge of the mat, getting into the low back. Just release. Hands back wide, push up. Back into child's pose. Coming up, eye gaze forward, bend the knees, push up into down dog. Feet are hip width distance apart, hands are shoulder width, and then you're allowing the chest to push to the top of the thighs, getting a nice inversion. Inhale up to the ball of feet. Exhale down the back. Inhale up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Let's exhale the heels to the right of the mat. Keeping that chest centered. Getting a nice stretch this side of the body. Inhale up to the center. And exhale the heels to the left. Centering the chest, getting a nice long stretch to the back of the leg. Let's inhale, center. Exhale the heels down the back. Inhale up to the ball of the feet. Now let the knees bend and hover, pushing the hips back. Inhale up. And do it again. Exhale down and hover. Inhale up. Exhale the heels back. Go ahead and walk your dog. Take your eye gaze forward. Inhale up to the ball of the feet, coming through into plank. Take the knees down to the mat. Spiral those elbows forward. Exhale with the elbows close to the body, slowly down. Heel up, baby cobra. Eye gaze to one side, chin to shoulder. Center. Chin to the opposite shoulder. Center. Exhale down. This time you can tip the fingers, pushing up a little higher, squeezing to the back. Feet are planted. You should be able to lift the hands. Exhale down the back. You can do those two versions of cobra, where you can take the thumbs in by the rib cage, diaphragm here, push up into up dog, stacking off the feet, or pushing up the tops of the feet up and through. Heart forward. Tuck. Down dog. Gaze forward. Bend at the knees. Step. Step. We're going to come to the front of the mat. Keep the knees bent. Arms are going to come out. Inhale all the way up. Down. Reverse the palms. Exhale down. Bend the knees. From here, we're going to inhale the hips up. Exhale down. Getting a nice hamstring stretch. Inhale the hips up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Hands to shins. Hearts forward. You can even come to the quads if your hamstrings are tight. But you want a straight line from the hip to the head. Exhale down. Bend the knees. Step. Step, plank, hold. You can go to the knees again, or you can slowly, with the elbows tight into the body, release all the way down. Up dog. Tuck. Down dog. Eye gaze forward, bend at the knees. Step, step. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, swan dive down. Hands to shins, hearts forward. We're rooting here through monkey. Exhale down. Step, walk, or jump. If you're gonna jump, you need to bend the knees and land softly so it's not heard. And don't hurt your toes. Down dog. Inhale up to the ball of the feet. Roll through into plank. Thumbs are pointed together, index fingers to the opposite side of the room. Exhale slowly down. Peeling up, up dog, hearts forward, shoulders over the wrist. Tuck, down dog. Inhale up to the ball of the feet. Right leg up in the air for three-legged dog. Keep the hips steady to the floor. They want to open sideways. We're going to stay steady. Push the heel to the opposite side of the room. Power through those quads. Now open sideways, stacking the hips. Pushing that chest back. You can stay here, or you can open sideways, rolling back into wild thing. Turn center, re-extend that leg, a little higher, inhale that knee through, set it down by your right hand, power up, high lunge, sink, spiral the pinkies to the back of the room, exalting this high lunge. This front knee should be over the front heel. And then inhale, baby back bend. Exhale down. Wiggle that back foot back. Coming up and through. Knee is in front. Take a moment to get that psoas stretch and a shin stretch here. Take your hands to the top of the knee. Feeling back. Let's exalt. Spiral sideways. Prayer hands. Come to heart center. Anjali Mudra. You can exalt. Hold the hands heart center. Back to center. Center. Breathe, exalt. Exhale down. We're gonna come back into a hamstring stretch. You can stay high, but we're gonna get bright and active through the foot. You come down. This is a good place. If your hips struggle to stay steady, you can have a block or a towel balled up. Come back, right, up, hearts forward, and then we're gonna hinge from the hip without bending that back over. Nose to knee. Bright and active, spread those front toes. Really activate that hamstring stretch. Let's come back. Walk the hands to center. Coming up and through, back into that psoas. Deep into the hip here. Plant the left hand and exalt. You can even take a half bind here. I once had a boy, or should I say, you once had a boy. Down and back. Right now, you do those toes, spread them. Bend the foot. So the toes are coming towards your face. Yeah, up with the toes. There we go. Now towards you with it. Oh. Yeah, it helps stretch. All right, now if you want, coming up through. You can have a block or two here if you want to work splits. Otherwise, you can do it without. Stretching the knee back, move forward. It's a good place for a block to come up. Now come out of that, pull that front foot forward. Plant, tuck the back foot up. We're going to come to the front of our mats. Inhale, whip. Exhale, swan dive forward. Let everything just hang loose. Spaghetti the arms and shake it out. And even grab behind the legs to assist the opening. Hands to shins, hearts forward. Exhale down, step, walk, or jump. It's a step, it's a big step back. You can take little walks back. If you're going to jump it, bend the knees, land softly, hold plank. Power, the Mula Bandha, our root. Exhale back, rooting through your hips. Inhale up to the ball of feet. This time, left leg up in the air. Push the heel up. Keep the hips steady. Now stack sideways, bend that knee. You can stay here, or you can just gently let the body fall over and come into wild thing. Heart and hip opener here. Come out of it when you're ready. Re-extend that left leg. Inhale that knee forward and through. Set it down by the left hand. Push up. Inhale. Sink. Spiral those hands back. Exhale, baby back bend. Exhale down. Wiggle that back foot back. And flip over the toes, coming down low. This is when the knee is in front of the ankle. Deep stretch into that psoas, into the hips. Now we're going to exhale back again. Good spot for a block. And remember, there's different levels to the block. All right, so you can even be high here for the hip, but you need to be active through the toes. Wherever you are, your hips need to be steady, not falling to one side or the other. Bring that chest up, hinge from the hips, eye gaze between the knees. Bright and active through the toes, spread them to assist the hamstring stretch. Focus. Walk the hands to center. We're going to come deep into that psoas again. Into the hips, the Mula Bandha, our root block. We're focused on rooting, grounding. Take it back again. Go straight into the deep root, deep psoas, hip stretch, or you can work splits. I like to tuck my leg back and then work the front leg forward. Again, good place for a block here. One side's always better than the other. Deep hamstring. Yeah, that I pull my front leg forward. Plant that front foot, get the knee over that ankle. While we're here, plant the opposite hand and open sideways. Again, you combine this a little. Re-extend, come down. We didn't do the prayer hands on this side. So let's come in and exalt. Hands to prayer center. You can take the elbow to the knee. You can also exalt this while you're here. Take it to center. Back. Re-extend. Exalt. Let's exhale that down. Tuck that back foot, step to the front, inhale all the way up, stay right here, put your trigger finger up, your thumbs can be straight up or you can cross. Let's inhale that chest up, and then exhale to one side, pushing the hips over. Want the head steady between, and you don't want to let that collapse down. You want to stay up. Inhale, center. Exhale to the other side. Pushing through the hips. Taking a half moon shape. Inhale, center. Let's take a little circle. You can make your circle bigger. Put the brakes on and reverse. You can make that bigger as well, rocking through the hips. Center, let's exhale into mountain. Exalting mountain here, pushing those pinky fingers forward, thumbs are coming back. Take those shoulders down and back. Inhale up. Tap. Reverse the hand, swan dive down. Hands to shins, hearts forward. And you want to bring those feet together. We're going to bend the knees, come down, and exhale up into chair. You can shorten the lever with the palms up, or you can take it all the way up. Swan dive down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Shorten the lever here. Bend the knees. Weight through all four corners of the feet. And take your chair up. You're bending at the knees. Plant your feet. Squeeze the foot together. Now sit the hips back. There you go, yeah. Swan dive down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Step walker jump. Plank. Exhale slowly all the way down. Heeling up into up dog. Tuck. Down dog. Three-legged dog, right leg. Pushing that heel up, hips are steady to the floor. Inhale that knee through, set it down by your right hand. Turn that back foot so it's complete angle to the front. Line up the front heel with the middle of the back foot. Releasing. Left hand to the front. Right is reaching towards the hip. Then you're gonna peel up and over like a cartwheel. This knee is over the front heel. Palms are up, check that back hand. Gaze comes out on the front hand, over into infinity. Sink. Without that knee going in front. Flip that front palm. Inhale, hearts forward. Exhale and exalt. Hands can be on the quad, all the way. Knock it off. Hand can be on the quad, or it can wrap. If you can reach your calf, do so, but stay off the knee joint. Inhale, peel the front rib cage without crunching your back. I'm gonna send you out. No, it's not a dance class, it's a yoga class. Sorry, my kids are doing this class with me. Enough. Back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg. If you have long legs, you may want to heel toe that back leg in. We're going to let the hips staying in line, reaching out. You can grab the quad, hand comes up, shin, a good place for a block right here. And I'll show that. A block. You have different levels. Shin, or you reach for the floor. We're stacking, we're not pushing off the floor. Let the legs do the work here. Stacking the shoulders, opening up. Head stays steady, and then you turn slowly from the floor to the ceiling. And it may be a work in progress. Inhale, arm up. Let's reverse that triangle. Inhale. Feel those rib cages again. Now, exhale, cartwheel the hands down, reaching for that inside the shin, inside or outside foot for reverse triangle. Breathing. This is a good place for the mantra. Calm. Breathe it in. Breathe out. Reverse. Turn that back foot, cartwheel down, stepping back, down dog. Walk that dog. Inhale to the ball of feet, left leg, three-legged dog up in the air. Inhale that knee forward and through, setting it down. I'm gonna turn. Turning that back foot. Lining up the front heel with the middle of the back foot. Releasing, reaching back toward that back hip. Inhale, up and over, cartwheeling. Gaze is over that front hand, check that back arm. You want that arm up, shoulder height. Sink. Flip the front palm without moving the hips. Inhale your heart forward. Exhale, exalt. Sink. As you come into that exhaltation, your body likes to come out of this pose. Watch the front knee that it's not collapsing in, but it's lined up with the middle of the front foot. Warrior two. Inhale that front leg up. Again, a good place to heel toe, especially if you have long legs. Hips are open. Cock that hip back. Reach that arm up. Grab the quad, the shin, block, or floor. You want a straight line from the head down to the hip. Imagine you're stuck between two plates of glass and you're trying to stay in between without breaking anything. It's a delicate dance. Don't lock the front knee or the back knee out. Inhale, up, reverse. Then grab the back, bind. Inhale, peel the ribcage again. We're rooted through this pose as well. Cartwheel down, reversing that triangle. Remember, you can come to the shin, inside the foot, outside the foot. Again, another good place for a block. Reversing the triangle. Cartwheel back up. Let's cartwheel down, planting, stepping back, down dog, shake it out. Take our knees down, take the knees as wide as the mat, a little bit of a restorative warrior, peaceful warrior here. Tent the fingers, get into the shoulders again. Take the right hand, tuck up under. A nice little shoulder stretch again. We're going to work our shoulders here in a minute. Center. Rounding our third eye. Other side. Head down no matter if you can. This is a good place again for a block. Also to stack the fist. Rock side to side on your third eye here. Bring the knees in. More of a child's pose. Sweep the arms back. Grabbing at the indentation where your heel meets your foot. We're going to come into rabbit. Be respectful of where you're at, space and time. So if this is where you want to stay, stay here. Otherwise, we're going to inhale, lift the hips, roll to the top of the head, activating our crown chakra. Rooting and grounding, as well as just opening up to the divine. Exhale back. Nice little neck stretch. Inhale up. Exhale back. Let's take those hands back to the front. This time we're going to come into dolphin. You can bring the hands just straight down. You can come up. You can cup them if you have any sharp rings. This might be a time to take them off to the side. I'm gonna cup my hands, coming forward, kind of laying, kind of cupping my crown here. As I'm doing this, I'm active through the forearms. It's about a 50-50 into the head and the forearms. So get it up. We're gonna inhale up the legs, and you're gonna walk forward here. We're gonna try to lift one leg, maybe all the way up. Take that down. Maybe switch. We're not gonna jump up with our neck. If you want to attempt that and you need an assist, the wall is a good place. I'm going to take it to the wall here. You want to be about a hand's width distance. Good place to tuck your shirt. You can stay in dolphin. You can attempt head stand. Again, active through the forearms, tucking the head slightly. You're gonna walk, 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 lifting. One leg, lifting the other. The wall's a catch. You wanna get bright and active through this, the root, the hip. And then slowly, gently bring it down. We're gonna take our legs to the front. Hip bridge, coming back. Bring the heels into the, tuck them in to your glutes. You want to reach them with your hands. We're going to tuck. And bring that chest up so you're kind of tucking the shoulders back and through. You're coming up active again through the hips here. Tucking, tucking. If you can reach the arms underneath or just reach towards the hips or just the side. Exhale down. We're going to do that again. So we're going to inhale up, tuck, tuck, tuck. If you want, you can come up to the tiptoes. Try to keep those knees together. Exhale down. Let's take legs up the wall. Hips are down. Bend your feet. Now put your hips down. Hips down. Yeah. If you're having a hard time with that, it's a good place for a strap. And you could take them to the top of the feet and work. Yeah. My oldest has really tight hamstrings. You can also assist behind. And you're welcome to stay right here in legs up the wall. It's a very nice restorative pose in first position of shoulder stand. Now, you need to keep light between the neck and the floor. So a good thing to do is roll your mat and then just get the top of your shoulders where the top of that roll is. Right here, which helps create and keep that space. Right? You'll take your legs up the wall. Now, if you've never done this and you need to see what I'm doing, I suggest you watch first because I'm going to talk you through coming out of it. And the last thing you need to do when you're in shoulder stand is turn your head to the side. This is putting in a lot of curve into that neck. And then the last thing you want to do when that curve is happening is turn. So maybe watch the first time through. Legs up. You're going to kick up. And here you're aiming to stack the hips and the shoulders. Right? And you're going to struggle to breathe. To get out, you'll plow. Plow the doors in the way. You'll land the feet in behind. You can also take the knees straight to the ears and then slowly roll out, enjoying a nice little back massage. All right, we're gonna attempt that again. I'm gonna scoot down so maybe the camera can catch all of it. All right. So, legs up the wall. Rock up. You want to get active through the glutes, maybe clicking the heels. And again, to get out, coming into plow. If you don't like plow, take the knees in and then roll out. So these hands are more of a kickstand. They'll encompass some weight behind your body, but not a lot. All right, we're gonna take a restorative fish pose with lion's breath. And it's okay if you laugh in lion's breath. I always laugh and giggle. So you're gonna take your feet out, right? Straighten my mat back out. You're gonna take the head back, pushing up on the forearms. Head to the mat. So this is an inversion of the shoulder stand we just did. Now we're gonna take a deep inhale, and as we exhale, breathe out like a lion. So inhale, exhale, and do it with me. Inhale, exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and release. Let's take those knees into the body. Tucking up and hugging everything, giving yourself a nice hug, squeezing the shins in, rocking side to side. Grabbing behind, rock. And allow yourself to have a back massage until you come up to a seated position. Tucking the legs in behind. Let's tuck down dog. Walk the feet up to the middle, top of the mat. Hands to shins, heart forward. Exhale down. Let's bend the knees, inhale all the way up. We're gonna do some balance. Grounding and moving through. Lifting. Your one foot out to the side, active through the hips, squeeze through the glutes. This is the first position of tree. If you want to progress it, you're coming around the calf, staying off the knee. Coming up further, you're kind of taking that ankle into the thigh here, top of the groin. Once you're there, as long as you're steering into one spot, your hands can do whatever, right? The minute you start to look around, you're going to lose your balance. So your tree can be whatever you want your tree to be. You can take your hands to Anjali Mudra. Really pushing that heart towards the thumbs here. Liberate the arms. So take your opposite arm up, reaching out and over towards the opposite knee. Center. Reaching up, reaching up. Make your tree strong. Exhale. We're going to go right into the other side. Your tree, start on the ground. I want you to feel a difference in your tree. Take it around calf, right? Each position feels a little different. Active through those hips. Squeeze your glutes. You can assist it up into the groin. Again, staring at one spot. It doesn't matter what your arms do, right? Where they are. So some of you didn't know your vision is involved in your balance. The hardest part of doing tree would actually be closing your eyes. Right? Closing the eyes, which I just did, makes it a little harder to hold the balance. Liberate the arms. And then take it up and over. Exhale back to center. Release. Let's shake that out. I'm going to turn sideways. We're gonna inhale up, hands to heart center. Liberate the right leg into the knee up front. And then we're gonna inhale. Push that heel back. Hips are steady to the floor, warrior three. You can take the arms out to airplane arms. You can even begin to sink your warrior, bend that front knee, and dive. Bring it back up. Great. It's okay if you struggle. Same knee struggle. Hands to prayer center, knee forward. Press release. Shake it out. Inhale up. Anjali Mudra. Hands to heart center. Left leg's gonna come up. Get your balance. Root through that right foot. Pushing back. I'm gonna step back just a little second. Head into my bed. Pushing. Again, the heel back. You can airplane the arms. Hips are level to the ground. Inhale, maybe dive, bending that front knee. Staring at the floor in front of you. Bring it back up. Oops. You have to excuse me, I went for a run before this. My legs are a little bit still on fire, but yoga helps. Inhale the knee up. Exhale down. I'm gonna shake that out. Let's inhale, arms up to the side. Lift the right leg. Take that right hand under, wrapping around, sinking down and through into eagle. You can tap down here. You can try to bind it, squeeze. Inhale, arms up and then sink. Coming down like an eagle, pushing the elbows into towards the ribs. Inhale up and release. Shake it out. Inhale up. Left leg up. Left arm's gonna come around. Sink it down. Right, you can tap down. Bind. Inhale, arms up. Sink. Stare around your hands. Sink and crunch everything down. Emptying out that belly. Inhale. Let's release and shake out. Mountain. Inhale up. Exhale down. Bend the knees, step. Step. Let's bend the knees. We're going to do some a little more hip openers. First, let's come into plow. Not plow, excuse me, cobbler's pose. Or butterfly, as it's commonly called. You can scoop around the hands. Big toes can fall out like a book, but the little toes need to stay together. We're going to inhale our heart up and then bend forward. You can even spider the hands out. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Walk that back. Release. And take the hands up under. Make fists. And you can flex them to kind of work the head towards the feet. Allow gravity to assist this opening. Rooting through the ground like you're a tree and your roots are growing. Imagine that they grow and keep you grounded. So that the winds of life, when they come along and blow, can't blow you away because you're grounded. Release that. We're gonna cross one leg back towards the hip, cross the other for a seated twist. You can take your hand here and push to the back, or if you have the flexibility, you can stack both legs here and come around. Know that many of us either can do this or not. It's not really a measure where your flexibility is, it's just a measure of how your body's built. Let's release. And our switch.
They drew out a map and they showed you direction, your sender. It's far in the east where your heart is at peace when you enter. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder, find your center. My love is just a reminder.
Put the legs straight in front, bright and active through the toes. It's like we're doing a forward fold in the ground. You can reach for the quads, you can reach for the shins. Good place for a strap around the feet. If you're going to grab the feet, just lightly rest the hands over top. We're not yanking. And then you're inhaling and exhaling. Maybe as you exhale, you can grab a millimeter. Inhale and exhale. When you feel like you've reached your edge, you can release and then try to close the gap between the forearm and the ground. Nose to knee. And this is a work in progress too. Walk that back. You're going to take one leg up and in. I'm starting with my right and then I'm going to cross. Actually, let's bring it back to center. I'm going to do a shoulder opener. You're taking same arm, same knee, coming forward. You can just reach today. It's a good place to grab a strap or a towel and try to bind. I'm going to interlock both hands, but I'm trying to keep this shoulder forward. And then nose to knee. This is a deep shoulder opener. If it's bothering your shoulder, come out of it. You can also change this pose by releasing the hands, just coming up with the arm and the leg, and then taking it back. Deep shoulder opener. Release. And then we're going to switch. As we switch, I'm going to turn so you can see what I'm doing behind me. So straight leg, same arm, same leg. I'm coming forward. Maybe just reaching to the mat today is enough. Otherwise, you're going to come around, reaching towards that hip. Good place for a strap or a towel if you need it. And that shoulder likes to open back. You're going to take it down, nose to knee. Again, deep shoulder opener. You can release a little, come up, and then take the gaze over the back, shoulder opening. Let's release. I'm going to come back around to the front. Take the legs wide. One more stretch before we go down. Active through the toes. Take the arms out. We're reaching towards one foot, and it doesn't matter which one you go to first. Palm up, and then like an arrow pulling. Hand goes back, and then up and over, right? We're not collapsing the chest forward. Deep into that rib cage. Allow the breath to assist the opening. You're gonna inhale, and then exhale. Inhale and exhale. When you're ready, turn and cross the hands, nose to knee. let's walk that back up. And then you'll come out to the other side. Again, like a bow and arrow, pulling back. Gaze towards that back hand and then follow it up and over. Right, keeping it open. And then inhaling and exhaling. Allowing the inhale and the exhale. Breath to melt the body. We're always being respectful where our bodies are in time and space. Let's all turn. Right, nose to nose. Inside the legs, and then the arms wrap around the shin and grab the feet. You can also have the hand in front of the shin here. It's your happy baby. And then let's rock our baby from side to side. This is a little bit of an active pose because your feet are pushing up, your hands are grabbing down, and then you're trying to keep your hips to the floor, rocking. Peace finger that toe and stretch the leg, one leg at a time. Relax, and then we're going to peace finger the other and stretch. Exhale back, maybe both. Take them both to the center. Let's release. Legs down, palms up, feet are going to the outer edge of the mat. Also have the option to gently recline, which is taking the feet to butterfly position and allowing the knees to come out. This can be intense and a good place for a block underneath. Maybe you want to be mindful of your breath. You can take one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart and just take note. Which is rising first? Heart or belly? Yoga simply means to yoke to the breath. Just being aware of the breath. That's yoga. Continue to inhale and exhale. Staying in Shavasana. Shavasana. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. We wake up in yoga as if we're coming out of a dream. start out befuddled. Our identity is derived from a lifetime's collections of half-truths and misinformation. I'm 35 years old. I come from the Northeast. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I like to help people. In short, we are defined by externals, by what we do, and by all the ways we come up short. Within this worldview, disillusionment, and despair are part of every feeling person's repertoire. Bob Dylan received an Oscar for writing and performing a song with the refrain, "I used to care, but times have changed." No doubt about it, a vida is a bad place to be, and misery loves company. Can you turn that off, please? If we are to derive the truth about ourselves from the media, from the material world, well, perhaps it's best not to care. The opposite of this unpleasant predicament is vida, or knowledge. In the simplest sense of the word, vida refers to the direct knowledge of the soul. In the yogic paradigm, direct knowledge of the soul brings immediate relief from the ceaseless suffering we incur from avida. To better understand this concept, we simply have to reflect on any number of moments in our own lives. The moment begins during a fever pitch of obsessive worry and concern or self-doubt. We are convinced that nothing is more important than the stuck place we find ourselves in. We are defined by our partner, and our partner is leaving. We are defined by our job, and we just lost it. We are defined by the acceptance we see from a group of friends, and they just blew us off. The slight reed of our self-esteem has collapsed under a strain of our most recent attempt to get something from the outside in order to make us feel okay on the inside. We are betrayed, we are abandoned. Our worst fears have been realized. We are unworthy, but life goes on. We have dinner, talk to friends, spend some time in our own company. Then there is a moment, for an instant, however brief, on a train to work, on the way to the bathroom in a restaurant, in a prayer before bed, we reflect in stillness. We pause and connect to another reality. In this reality, there is a sense of timelessness. In this reality, despite our damning circumstances, we suddenly have a feeling that things are going to be all right after all. There is a sense that we are glad to be who we are. This moment passes and it has left its impression. Life will go on. We are not to give up as we thought we would only minutes or days before. What has happened is that in this brief, still moment, we have direct knowledge of our soul. We have cut through the mist of our mind and perceived our truth. Make your way up to a seated position and come into lotus gently. Hands can be on top of the knees. You can cup them up. Again, you can take the mudra. I like the thumb to the finger right now, connecting me to the divine. Gentle your gaze to the floor. Inhale, shoulders rise. Exhale, shoulders to the back. The hands out to the side. Let's inhale up. Hands together. Exhale down through heart center. Let's do it again. Inhale up, grabbing all that good energy we created with our practice. Exhale down and through. One more time, this time. Inhale up. Pausing at the forehead. Love and light in our thoughts out into the universe. To our mouth, love and kindness in our words to everyone around us. To our own heart, love, light, and kindness towards ourselves. Ending with the words namaste, which just means the light in me recognizes the light in you. Thank you for joining me in my yoga practice, and in your yoga practice, and our yoga practice. Namaste.